guys, I just want to chat about something today. There is a huge push right now for diversity in the publishing industry, and that is fantastic. But a lot of writers are still wary of including diverse characters in their works, especially when it comes to marginalized groups. A lot of writers are afraid of misrepresentation. I know most of us have dealt with deciding whether we want to include a character and risk misrepresenting a group of people because we do not have the experience to write that character in a fair and accurate way. I think that is completely valid. It's something we need to be aware of, and with the rise of sensitivity readers, it's something that the publishing industry is obviously aware of. There's a huge push for own voices at the moment, marginalized groups writing their own stories, and again, I think that's fantastic, but I don't think that diversity in literature needs to be limited to literature written by those groups. And I think that most professionals in the publishing industry would agree with me. We need more diversity. That is just a fact. So how do we reconcile this desire to accurately represent these groups with the lack of experience that we may have? Personally, I am a white straight female, and that doesn't lend itself to writing much other than white straight females. That's what I know, that's what I've experienced. My current work in progress features a character who is part Cherokee, and that is a little bit going back to my roots. I do have quite a bit of Cherokee in me. My great-grandparents were full Cherokee, so I've heard enough stories to feel that with some research, I can accurately represent that group of people. But it is a very fine line. If we think about it, we would never ask a male author to write only male characters because he can't understand a woman's point of view. And that's true. A man cannot understand what it feels like to be a woman, to live in a woman's skin, just as I can't understand what it feels like to live in the skin of anyone other than who I am. But that is what we do as writers. That's our job. We're not writing stories populated with characters exactly like us. If we are, then they are some damn boring stories, and we probably need to rethink that. We're writing stories about all kinds of different people. And how do we do that? We use our imagination and we do our research. If you have done your due diligence, if you have looked up YouTube videos, articles, interviews, go talk to people, ask them what it is like, what sorts of challenges they face. Ask them what sort of misrepresentation they see in works they have read to help you avoid making the same mistakes. And once you finish a manuscript with a character you're not sure whether you have represented accurately, send it to somebody who knows. It is 2017. We have the internet. We have Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. I guarantee you can find somebody who is willing to read your book and tell you whether or not you have accurately represented their background and culture. Traditional publishers are already doing this with sensitivity readers, people from specific backgrounds who they hire to read books and pick up on these issues. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the possibility of misrepresentation will always exist, but it should not dissuade you from including diversity in your work. And when more books with more diverse characters exist, then the conversation will expand. That's my 2 cents on the topic. Don't get caught up in that old advice, write what you know, because while I understand where that advice is coming from, we all know that a huge part of reading is learning, is experiencing others' ways of life. And that applies to writing too. As writers, we get to slip into other people's worlds. When we have the opportunity to travel in our writing to anywhere in the world and any worlds we create, why would we choose to stay in our own skin? So when you're writing, also be learning. Learn about other people, other cultures, other ideas, other perspectives. And then through your stories, you get to teach your readers about all those things. Tell me in the comments about struggles you've had writing diverse characters, Have you worried about misrepresentation? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.